Alright, welcome to the Learning Target 6 video. I can apply the concept of ratios and unit rates to solve real-world problems. So this is what we've been building up to. That's why Chapter 5 is all about the application, how you use them. Because I think ratios might be the most important thing that we learn all year. I really do. I think that you really use ratios on a daily basis, and you don't even realize it. Okay, so go ahead and flip in your notes to page. Yep, right there. So it's page number, what, 11, 12? 11. Okay, so go ahead and flip there. I'm going to zoom in so I can actually see what's going on here. Okay, and I'm going to, and here we go, okay? One thing that can be used for, one real-life skill, we've already learned this. We actually did it in Chapter 4, and it's the better buy questions. Okay, better buy. Okay, and we're going to have it in this chapter too because I think it's so important. It's such a skill to have, and you guys that are good at it, congratulations. You'll get on to better, bigger, and better things. Okay, but it's those same types of questions. Okay, so here we go. Shanna is at the grocery store comparing two brands of juice. Brand A costs $3.84 for a 16-ounce bottle. Brand B costs $4.50 for a 25-ounce bottle. To compare the costs, Shanna must compare prices for equal amounts of juice. How can she do this? And the key here is, for you guys, and I would like you to write this up here, is we just got to figure out the unit rate, okay? Now keep in mind, there are a lot of instances where you can, well, I shouldn't say a lot. There are some instances where you can find the unit rate, in this case per ounce, or you could figure out per dollar. Okay, like remember on Chapter 4 test, I was doing it both ways for you guys, if you'll remember. So when you do this, I think it's easier just to think about, okay, how much am I paying per ounce? That would be called the unit price. Whenever you're trying to figure out, okay, how much would one of them be? So if you're doing unit price, you got to make sure that whatever your other unit has to be on the bottom. Okay? So for brand A, I know that it's $3.84 dollars for a 16-ounce bottle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure, okay, how much would I pay per ounce? Okay, so I know going from 16 to 1, I'm dividing by 16. Here I'd be dividing by 16 as well. And you could always just cross multiply and divide. Okay, but you're going to do the same thing. Think about it. I mean, you do 1 times 384. Okay, that's $3.84. Then divide by 16. Isn't that what you're doing in the top of the fraction anyway? So, sure, you can still cross multiply and divide if that's the way you like to remember it. That's fine. Do it. I don't care. But just understand that it doesn't really matter. Okay? It's going to tell me that it's 24 cents. Okay, 24 cents. Now let's go ahead and figure out brand B real quick. Okay? This is going to be $4.50. It's important though, remember, if I have money on the top here, I got to keep money in my top of my other thing. But look how I'm putting labels on everything, guys. I'm putting labels on everything. All right? And if I'm doing it right now, there's no reason you shouldn't. It's Friday night right now. As you can see, it's 7 o'clock on the 15th. I'm still here at school making these videos for you guys. So if I'm willing to make sure I put labels on there and do things the right way, then you guys certainly should as well. Okay? This is $4.50, and I'm going to divide it by 25, and that's going to give me 18 cents. Okay, 18 cents. Now, since I have my labels on there, it's easy to interpret. Brand A is 24 cents per ounce. Brand B is 18 cents per ounce. Which one would you rather buy? Certainly brand B, right? You're paying 6 cents less for brand B than you would be for brand A. So certainly, I would think you would want to buy brand A. Okay, I'm gonna skip this question right here for now. Okay, we've done enough of these. I think you guys are good. Let's try to keep this video a little bit shorter. All right, now better buy questions. Okay, now these we got to really pay attention here. Because remember, with every problem, there's two ways to do unit rate. You could do the number of batteries per $1, or you could do the number of dollars per one battery. Now, what would make more sense? Hopefully, you're saying this one right? How much per the unit price? How much per battery? Because the problem is if we do that, let's just say we do that real quick. I'll do it up here. I'll do batteries per dollar. So that means dollars got to be on the bottom. Okay. Dollars on the bottom. Okay. So that's going to be 480. And this is going to be 3 batteries for 480. I want to figure out how much one battery is. So divide by 480. Divide by 480. Okay. And that's going to give me 3 divided by 4.80 is 0.625. Now, sure, I guess this makes sense in a way. You can get a partial battery, 0.625 of a battery, so a little over half a battery for $1. The reason that this is ridiculous is because you can never buy a partial battery. They won't let you, trust me. Okay? They will not let you, hey, could I just get half of the battery, please? No, it doesn't work that way. So be careful, because when we did this problem going back to this page right here, I could have figured out how many ounces per dollar or dollars per ounce. It doesn't matter. That either one makes sense. Because if I'm a buyer, I'm the person buying the stuff, I'm at the store, I want to pay less for an ounce. Or if I'm thinking about it on the flip side, I want to get more ounces for $1. So it doesn't matter how you think about it in that case. It doesn't really work that way when you're doing it here. So if you have an object that you know you can't buy partial of, then just figure out the unit price. How many for one of it? So in this case, batteries. How much for one battery? So because I'm doing one battery, I know that batteries have to go on the bottom. Okay, so I know that I can get 3 batteries for $4.80. Okay, so I know that I'm dividing by 3, so I got to divide by 3 to this. Pull up my calculator. That's going to be 4.80 divided by 3 gives me 1.6. Now, for all my people that are struggling with our money, that is not this, guys. That is something totally different than that. Okay? $1.06 is 1. That means there are 0 dimes. There are 6 pennies. Okay? This is $1.60. So that's this store over here. Then over here I can get, for 12 batteries, I can get $14.76. Okay? And 12 batteries. Okay? I want to figure out the cost for one battery. Again, make sure you're seeing how I'm putting labels on here. Labels will help you. Trust me. I know these things, okay? The ones that put label hardly ever miss them. Okay? Now here we go. I'll get on my calculator. 14.76, and I'm dividing it by 12, and I get 1.23. So $1.23. Put your label on there. So what's the better buy here? Well, clearly this one. This is one of those opportunities where actually buying more batteries actually was a savings. You're actually saving money buying more because you're only spending $1.23 a battery, whereas over here you're spending $1.60 a battery. Okay. Over here, same thing with staplers. This is no different. You don't want to put staplers up top because you're going to end up getting a partial stapler, and you can't buy partial staplers. So put your staplers on the bottom. 22 staplers. We want to figure out how much one stapler costs. Okay, so I know that I'm going to be dividing by 22. So 330 divided by 22 is $15 per stapler. Okay, and then over here I'm spending $80 for 4 staplers. And I'm getting one stapler. I want to figure out how much one costs, unit price. I'm going to do 80 divided by 4. That's 20. Okay, $20. Okay, so what's the better buy? Would you rather spend $20 or would you rather spend $15? Clearly, $15 per stapler is cheaper than $20 per stapler. Okay, let's just skip down to the banana question here. Let's skip this other battery question. Okay. I have 15 bananas for $3. Once again, it's much easier to just go ahead and find the unit rate per one banana because if you have partial bananas, they're not going to sell you a partial banana. Okay, so we want to put 15 banana, 15B, in the second term, and then put our $3 up top here. And I want to figure out, okay, how much does it cost for one banana? Okay, I'm dividing by 15, so I'm dividing by 15. 3 divided by 15 equals 0.2. Again, for all my people that are struggling with our money, that is not 2 cents. This is 2 cents. This is 20 cents per banana. Okay, here I got $2 and 12 bananas, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how much does one banana cost? Divide by 12. Divide by 12. Okay, 2 divided by 12, we can do it real quick. 2 divided by 12 is, 0.1666. Okay, so here's what it is. 16666. This is a great money lesson. This is my dimes. This is my pennies. But remember, we always round to wherever our pennies are. Right there. Okay, is that almost 7 pennies or almost 6 pennies? It's almost 7 pennies. This would be 17 cents per banana. I would clearly rather buy the 12 because I'm getting a better deal. I'm saving 3 cents per banana when I buy this. Okay, go to the next page. Okay, I really like this question. And by the way, expect this question to be on the test. Wink, 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 wink. He's winking, by the way. I know. I should have been an art teacher, clearly. So anyway, a grocery store advertises weekly specials for fruit. Write the unit price. There's that again. I would like everybody to please write this. Unit price. It's the cost per unit. How about we say cost per, if you already started that, sorry, cost per item. So the cost per one item, we'll add that in there. So it's whatever the item is in the store. You're trying to figure out how much does one of them cost. Okay. So here's the deal here. I want to find the unit price. So I know that 7 oranges cost $3.01, but I can't write it like this. Okay. Again, unit rate has to be the one has to be in the second term. So right now, if you're asking how much 1 orange is, this isn't unit rate anymore. Okay? You have to flip this over. You have to. Okay, so it's got to be 301 over 7 oranges. And I want to figure out how much 1 orange costs. I divide by 7, divide by 7. Okay? 3.01 cents divided by 7 is going to give me 43 cents. Okay? A dollar sign on there. Okay, so that means this is going to be 43, put your decimal in there, cents. Okay, let's figure out the kiwis. $1.85 for 5 kiwis. I want to figure out how much 1 kiwi costs. I divide by 5, divide by 5. Get out my calculator. 1.85 divided by 5, 37 cents. So that's going to be 37 cents. Okay, 9 plums. So $2.88 for 9 plums. I want to figure out the cost for 1 plum. Divide by 9, divide by 9. 2.88 divided by 9, 32 cents. Okay, and then pears, $1.68 for 3 pears. Figure out 1 pear. Okay, calculator out. 1.68 divided by 3, 56 cents. So here we go. There we go. There's all my unit prices. Okay, what would the total price be if you had to buy 13 pears and 10 plums? 13 pears and 10 plums. Well, now you know that, okay, 13 pears. So I'm going to take my 13 and then I'm going to multiply it. I'm going to show it with parentheses by the cost for each pair. Each pair is 56 cents. Yeah. So I'm going to multiply that by 0.56. Okay. What is that going to give me? Let's do it. 13 times 0.56. And that's going to give me $7.28. So I'm going to spend $7.28 on pears. Again, I took my 13 and then I'm just multiplying it by the unit price. How many I have. Okay. That's for pears. So this is pears right here. Now for plums, I'm going to do 10 times how much are plums? 32 cents. Okay. Now, without getting out my calculator, I know that 0.32 times 10 is just moving the decimal one place to the right because of the 0. There's 1 0, so I move it to the right. That's 3.2, which we know is how much money. Not $3.02, but $3.20. Okay, so there's how much I'm spending on my pears. There's how much I'm spending on my plums. I need to add those two values. Okay, so 728 plus 3.20 gives me $10.48. Okay, I did that very systematically. We found the unit price, and then we went ahead and figured out how much the pears would cost, and then how much the plums. This is a test question, like I said up there. It is absolutely a test question. Okay, all right, constant speed example. Okay, 3 riders try out for one spot on a bike team with different coaches for different distances with different times. Holy cow, that is crazy. Hold on. Okay. All right. I don't remember where we were. Okay, we'll just start here. Your friend runs a 500-yard race with a goal to complete complete it in less than 3 minutes. If her average speed is 200 yards per minute, will she achieve her goal? So, I mean, this is where you really use your proportions to really think. So, she wants to complete a 500-yard race, right, in 3 minutes. I mean, that's a ratio right there. That is a ratio. And it says if her average speed is 200 yards per minute, there's another ratio. So now, here we got another ratio. So now we're saying that we're covering 200 yards per 1 minute. Okay? Well, let's just skip this for a second. Let's just go down here and let's find the unit rate of her goal here. This is her goal, 500 yards in 3 minutes. Let's figure out how many yards she's going to travel in 1 minute. Let's figure out what she did and see how close it is to that prediction there. 500 divided by 3, okay, 166.6. So 166.6 yards. Okay, so this is this is her goal. Okay, I'll write that, goal. This is what she actually did. Okay, will she achieve her goal at this rate right here? Absolutely, because this is her goal to actually cover that much distance, and her goal is to cover 500 in 3 minutes. But you can see she's on pace to run in 3 minutes, think about this, 200 yards per 1 minute. She's on pace right now. If she runs for 3 minutes, then she's actually going to run 600 yards. So she's definitely on her pace. She is definitely doing really, really well at this pace right here. She's doing a great job. Okay? Hope everybody just saw my reasoning I just gave there. That was ratio reasoning right there. Okay? If a bicyclist travels 3 miles in 15 minutes, how far will he travel in 25 minutes? Okay? Well, it says use your unit rate to solve. So this is going back to like learning target number 5. So he travels 3 miles in 15, I'll put minutes, M-I-N, so miles and minutes. Okay, let's figure out how much he's going to how far he's going to travel in 1 minute. Okay, and then he actually rode his bike for 25 minutes. Notice I made sure my minutes were in the bottom because I knew that's where my unit rate was going to happen. So I got to do 3 divided by 15, and that's 0.2 miles, I'm sorry, 0.2 miles, okay? And then what am I doing to go from 1 to 25? I'm multiplying by 25, so I got to do 0.2 times 25. 0.2 times 25 gives you 5. Okay, so he's gonna go 5 miles in 25 minutes. Okay, so there's your answer. 5 miles in 25 minutes. Okay, so that's learning target 5. We're just kind of, going maybe a little bit of a step further, but really not really, I guess. Really not really. Yep. All right, use unit rate to solve. You have completed 4 miles, and I'm going to put a C here. 4 miles completed, because you've completed 4 miles out of 10 miles total. Okay. You've completed that in 32 minutes. How long will it take you to complete the entire race? Okay. So you've completed 4 of the 10, right? So again, sorry about the interruption. I apologize. This one, you got to kind of think. This is as hard as I think this question's pretty difficult. This is probably as hard as it gets because it's kind of difficult to kind of get an idea of where to start. And you know, like as I read it here, I actually kind of misread it here a little bit. But that's okay. I got my information down. That's okay. But you have to really understand what it's comparing. It's comparing the 4 miles that you finished to taking 32 minutes, right? So that's the ratio we want. We have ran 4 miles and it's taken us 32 minutes. Okay? Then it wants to know, at this pace, how long will it take you to complete the entire race? Okay? Well, if you've ran for 4 miles and it's a 10-mile race, how many miles do you have left? So if this is the race from here to here, you've traveled about right there. You've traveled 4 miles. The whole distance here is 10. You have 6 miles remaining. So we're going to keep 6 miles on top. Okay? Then we're going to figure out, then we can cross multiply and divide, and that's going to tell us exactly how long it's going to take us to finish. So 32 times 6 divided by 4, and that is 48 minutes. Okay? 48 minutes. All right? Okay? Kara can paint 3 walls in 4 hours. So she paints 3 walls in 4 hours. How much time will she need to paint 6 walls? This is a pretty easy question. You're doubling the number of walls, so you just got to double the number of hours. I mean, that's as basic as it gets right there, guys. Okay? But I hope you're seeing how this whole ratio business really works. I mean, it really makes sense. Okay? Ravi can type 6 words in 4 seconds. 6 words in 4 seconds. How many words can he type in 10 seconds? So 10 seconds goes there. We cross multiply. We divide 4. That's going to be 15 words in 10 seconds. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys. See ya.